Boy, listen, Jeff, it's your girl. Hey, you, it's me. Keep my ear to the streets, you know. Unbeknownst to the powers that be, I'm turning the light on it and I'm turning the camera on it and saying cheese. My guy Jeff here just finished a photo shoot. He don't want me to interview him, which is ridiculous. Cause even when you're a director, when you're putting out them fire ass movies, what they gonna say? They gonna look for your name and they gonna need an interview.
That's all.
They gonna Google you.
They gonna find your interview. They gonna find this video, and that's all they gonna find.
Oh man, my dog Jeff. I met my dog Jeff. I believe at FAMU, but you know, we got a lot of mutual friends that go way back, like a Maybach, man. So.
Yeah. Way back. And how was your time at FAMU together?
It was dope. We definitely met. I believe it was freshman year. Hung out a lot freshman year because we both Haitian. And,
shout out to my Zoes.
Yeah, right.
Jeff boy.
And we both from Miami and stuff like that. Like I said before, we had a lot of mutual friends, like Kinley, who was in California at the time and stuff. So we hung out a lot freshman year, and then after college, we definitely hung out a lot. We started working together, making music and shooting a lot of videos. He was like my main videographer.
And how would you describe Jeff's work ethic?
Tenacious. Non-stop, hard-working, unmatchable. Yeah, he was a different type of person. Yeah, they don't make him like Jeff no more.
They don't. And our birthday's coming up every season. My boy's about to be 28, you feel me?
Yeah.
Who's about to roll in this year. This year's about to be the year, too, because, you know, Jeff always take it up a notch.
Yeah. He turned it up every year, you know? And I can say that I watched him meet a lot of the goals that he was trying to achieve and reach certain levels that he wanted to. And he had much more that he wanted to reach, you know? So, yeah.
How much work do you guys have unreleased?
Unreleased? Well, we have, I believe, one last video that we worked together on that he helped me direct. I called him in and he was able to put his magic on things, and that's almost done being edited, and it'll be out soon. But we have so much work.
Much work.
Almost all my videos are done by Jeff.
How do you feel about his work with Filmhouse?
Oh man, he did a lot of great work with Filmhouse, and he plugged me in with a lot of dope stuff too, man. A lot of cool events for the city. He did a lot of charity work for the city as well. He did what was it? Not Trayvon Martin. The George Floyd. He did a George Floyd documentary. And he's had his hands on so much different work, and he doesn't like to take credit for things, but he's
does not
he's
to
really
take
behind a lot of dope stuff.
And why he don't like to wear all his hats?
Because he's trying to, well, he was bossing up, you know what I'm saying? He definitely bossed up. He was trying to delegate, and he definitely did that well. He was able to use his network and the people that loved him and the people that really appreciated him to his advantage, you know what I'm saying? And he showed his appreciation as well, and that was really cool.
One last thing you want someone who never met him to know.
That's the man. That was the man with the vision. That's the best way I could explain it. Jeff was the man. He is the man with the vision. He will always be. And the fruits of his labor will be seen by so many people. He was able to help along the way and able to learn from. That were able to learn from him. And yeah, he's a GOAT. He is the man. He is the Jefe. That's Jeff.
Jefe. How did you know Jeff?
High school, I met him, and we went to Turner Tech, and I think it was 10th grade where we met. We had some classes together, and very funny dude. He was always hanging out with the cool kids. I never hung out with the cool kids like him, but he was part of the cool crew, you know what I'm saying? Funny guy, had good style, always had nice shoes. I'm just getting the nice shoes now. He always had the nice shoes, even from back then, you know, and yeah, really, really humble guy. He always had a vision on stuff, and even, you know, after high school, the vision kept going. which ultimately led to him, you know, owning his film thing, his video company, and things like that. I was proud of him for that. But he always had a vision. He always worked hard on his stuff. But, you know, very, very good guy. Very good guy.
And did you guys, I know you just said that you were about to work on stuff, but did you work on anything together?
Not
besides
entirely.
Savage Flower TV, because he brought you to me.
Exactly, right. So me and you met through him. It's kind of funny how things work out. We discussed him helping me with some video stuff for later on, because he told me he had a different equipment, like he had everything lined up already. So I was like, cool. For my next album, I was planning on having him and a few other people work on some stuff with me. But you know, unfortunately, things happened and it never came to fruition. But I will say that he always believed in me since high school. He always used to go around, yo, that's D-Mob. At the time, I was going under the name Democracy. So he used to be going around, yo, that's D-Mob. That's my dog. That's D-Mob. That's D-Mob. And like, I remember about 3 years ago, I was going through some stuff. And it was times where I didn't even believe in myself at some points. I was going through some really deep stuff. He was like, look, man, come do this show over at the Roots Carver Lounge or whatever, Wynwood. Went and did this show, performed. He got me the gig. Even after the performance, I was still kind of like, I don't know. He was like, man, forget that, man. You D-Mob, you did that, you good. So he was always that kind of guy with me. Me and him was always cool. And then, you know, he got me the interview with Savage Flower TV. So he always, whenever he had opportunities, whenever he had ideas, he would always hit me up. Even if we didn't talk for a while, he would just hit me like, yo, James, I got this going on. I think you'll be good for it. You know, so he always thought about other people, not just himself. You know?
Definitely. When was the last time you talked to him?
It's been a couple of months, like probably the middle or late last year, 2021.
So I have a question before you say that. How open was Jeff with you?
How did I know him? I knew Jeff since I was 14. We met at Turner Tech in 9th grade in biology class. And ever since then, we've just been cool. Like from high school to college, like Jeff just been my dog. Like we didn't really get close until like college, because basically all people from Miami, like Turner Tech, when we got to fam, we all just started hanging out, and we were like family. Like I was always at their apartment like every other weekend, hanging out. Like we were like a family. Like family.
I know, because I ran into the whole gang when I met them. I met all y'all in college. And I met everybody together.
Jeff was very goofy, but like he was a great friend, like caring. Like if he knew you had something that you were ambitious about or anything that you had going on, like towards your career, he would be there to like help you. Like even with me, like I'm a teacher now, he was always sending me like resources for teaching, or anybody that he knew that was trying to learn English, just anything. Like I know some people who were doing the film thing, he was always there to support them. He's just a very supportive person, like supportive friend. I know one thing that he did stuff for the community, like he had this toy drive going on, like during Christmas time.
Yeah, the toy drive.
He had this jazz and taco event. I couldn't make it to that event, but like
me either.
I really, because my schedule like be busy all the time, but like it was really, I don't know, it was something I would like want to go to. Like I know it was like an open mic night with stand up, I don't know, stand up comedy. I know it was like spoken word and stuff like that. Tacos. It just seemed like a really good vibe, and that was his event. So that was something like I was just proud that he was doing. Like he basically, the stuff that he said he was gonna do like in college, like it was good seeing him actually doing it now that we graduated, and he's still being ambitious towards his goals. That was something good about him. But yeah, when I moved back to Miami like in 2018, I didn't really have anybody like to hang out with. But I would hit up Jeff like, oh, what's the mood? Like, what you got going on? One thing about Jeff, like he would always hit me up, like, oh, what's the mood? You want to party? Like, you want to hang out? So I wouldn't miss that. Miss hanging out with him, random nights. Like one night we did karaoke. So I'm definitely gonna miss him calling me every weekend, asking what's the move.
What's the move? Definitely,
Right.
that's
Definitely
his text
just,
message.
what you got
What's the
going
move?
on?
That's
That
a
was
real
dope.
friend, though.
That was just like, yo, you good, man? Don't worry about that. Like, that's just how he was, you know what I'm saying? But I never really saw him complain about stuff or anything. He always took his stuff seriously and cared about other people. And I know a lot of our friends that we went to school with would say the same thing. And I've been seeing them doing some posts and things like that where they would say like, yo, he really helped out with their music and their films and their pictures or whatever he was doing. He would always help out with stuff like that. I just want everybody to know he was a really good friend, really cool guy. Wish we could have talked more, but I know we talked when it was necessary, and it was just everything was all divine timing. We had our times when we talked, we had our times we didn't talk. He was doing his thing, I was doing my thing.
I think he was just like that because I met him in college, and even after college, he would check in type.
Right.
And then
overall good guy. I have absolutely nothing. I don't even have any negative memories with him. I remember this one time in high school, this is all the memories from high school. There was a girl that was like, she had a guy in her neighborhood who really liked her, but she didn't like him back. That's like typical for most girls, right?
yeah.
So she was like, yo, I'm gonna call him right now. We was in 5th period. So I'm gonna call him right now, but I need you to pretend like you my boyfriend so he don't bother me no more. So then Jeff got the phone and he was like, yo, he was like, Natasha got a man, right? It's like, don't call my girl no more. I was like, yo, what are you doing? He was like, nah, I understand all that. You could just hear him talking to the dude, pretending like he was, like, nah, don't call my girl no more. This her phone, delete her number, I'm her man. She got a man, so go find somebody else. I'm like, dang, man. So even when he had to, he knew when to be like, you know what I'm saying? He knew when to turn that switch on. But just funny memories with him. Even a lot of high schools had grad bash where they would go to Orlando and Universal Studios for like that one night. We had a grad weekend.
Yeah, we had the weekend too.
Right, and I remember it was me and the whole crew. It was like 12 of us every day, just in our clique. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of fun. Got pictures and things like that from high school. So that's Jeff, man. Rest in peace.
I actually met Jeff through you, Savage Flower. He came around, came to a few of our events. He said he wanted to do some events with us and work with us and network with us and grow with us. Man, work ethic was on another level. He was on 10. He was always working. He was efficient. He was resilient, intelligent. His work ethic was on 10. 10 out of 10.
The people that's never met him.
Jeff was a real genuine person, you know what I'm saying? He wanted to make a real change in the world. He was real in tune with his Haitian heritage. He was real in tune with the culture. He was real in tune with the community. He wanted to make change in the community. He did things like toy drives. He wanted to give to the homeless. He wanted to do anything to help the community, and he wanted to be a staple in the community as well. And I just want Jeff's name to live on, and for everybody to love one another and try to contribute to the community and network like how Jeff networked, and love how Jeff loved and work how Jeff worked.
Because Jeff is definitely a hard worker.
Damn, I just met homie on the scene. Like, I used to meet him at different events. It used to be the most random events, but like, he was always in the right places. You know what I'm saying? I remember I met him at a little event that one of my biggest expos was at. They was getting interviewed. But the last time I saw him was actually at Rick Ross' listening party for his last album. So that was on the beach. I just randomly ran into him. It was I feel like as a brand owner, as the owner of the 305 brand, like, being in that room was real important, and the people that was in that room was real important. So to see homie in that room, you can't even take it personal. It's like, damn, it's like that.
I know. That's what I'm like, this shit about to get crazy. Well, what would you like the world to know about him? Something you would like, a fact.
What I would like the world to know about Dog.
Yes.
Being genuine gets you a long way. You know what I'm saying? I think he always, anytime I interacted with him, anytime I ran into him, it was just such a genuine interaction. Like, I feel like there was no ulterior motive.
Okay, so I met Jeff at FAMU School of Journalism, what we call J School. I was in, I studied PR, and he was more so like in broadcast and film and everything like that. But we met through there, and we just stayed connected since then. And that was years ago. That was like in maybe like 2015, 2016-ish. So.
And what did you guys work on together?
We worked on several things together. We've definitely done shows together. He's put together some shows that I did last year that were produced by him or introduced by him. And we also worked on music together, which I plan on releasing very soon. So we did a little bit of everything.
And what's something you would like the world to know about him?
That he was definitely a good person. You know, sometimes you don't come across genuinely good people, but Jeff was just all around a good person. He always was looking out for you. He always had good intentions. So that is something that I'll always like stand by and remember him by, because that's just something you don't always, you know, encounter. So I definitely appreciate him for just genuinely being so good to me. Like, he was always looking out and pushing me, motivating. He really, really was the reason why I did some of the shows I did last year, because he was just definitely a great energy to have around when it comes to achieving your goals and not sleeping on yourself. You know, he was a legend in my eyes, or is a legend. So it just motivates me even more to just be who I'm supposed to be. So.
And one more that I didn't mention, best memory.
When he took me to go see the rapper Lakia, we randomly drove to West Palm Beach.
Wow.
After it was during Urban Film Festival, which is also a good memory, really good memory. He invited me out to that, and I went and actually supported him. And after that, one of those screenings, we randomly drove. It wasn't random, but it was random. So we randomly drove to West Palm to go see Lakia perform, but not only her, but a female rapper that me and him worked on music with. So yeah, that was a great night.
I met Jeff about 4 or 5 years ago in a hat store. I was getting some merch made, and he was asking me about the quality of the work that a particular hat vendor embroiderer was doing at the time, and I let him know it was straight, and then we exchanged numbers, and from there we stayed in contact with each other loosely, but then kind of came all back together full circle. About a year and a half, 2 years ago, Jeff came back into my life through Savage Flower, working with Savage Flower on some on her project on Savage Flower TV, and in the midst of that, he just wanted to know how he could lock in with us over here on the Rock the Block side, and you know, get some good work done in the community. And we ended up linking up for several events last year, and we're planning a host of many more.
And what would you like the world to know about him?
Oh man, Jeff was a hard worker, dedicated. Jeff was a workhorse. Like, Jeff really get into the meat and potato of the grind, you know what I'm saying? He was very good, had very good clerical skills, was very good at typing. You know, he was, on top of that, I'm more of the conceptualizer and idea, you know, to come up with ideas and shit, and he would be right there at the computer logging everything and organizing, and he was very resourceful, had a lot of friends in a lot of different places, you know what I mean, from his time at FAMU, you know, and I ended up finding out him and my brother Justin Lee, Jay Lee, had a relationship with each other from their time at FAM, and working with I think it was a Dream Team Promotions, or you know, and you know, a couple other scenarios up there. And when we found that out, you know what I'm saying, me, Jeff, and Justin started, Justin and I, we started planning and, you know, preparing to launch several dope events. So Jeff was just an organizer, man, real organizer, and that's what I want the world to know about him. He worked hard. He was a very charitable person. You know, he did his toy drive for Haiti every year, which we're gonna keep it going. You know what I'm saying? So if you catch this video, get in contact with us. You know what I'm saying, before December. You know, but we're gonna definitely do that. His Jazz and Taco event, we're gonna do that, and then the final event that we were working on right before my boy passed on. We're gonna keep that one under wraps until it's ready to come out. But we definitely got to accomplish everything that he was put on this earth, that he left behind on this earth for us to do. You know what I'm saying? Keep his legacy going. Keep his legacy going. And outside of that, just stay tuned for all of that, and gotta get that the Jeff Legitimacy Foundation. Definitely want to start a Jeff Legitimacy Foundation. Just keep spreading the word. Bless some college students with some scholarships along the year in the name of Jeff and all of that good stuff, man. Jeff was an awesome person, man, for sure.
I met Jeff at FAMU, you already know, 1887.
Go Rattlers.
Yes, I met Jeff in college. We weren't super close or anything like that, but he was in a group of friends. I met him, Denard, Quan, Shorty, but Shorty, I knew Shorty from Miami. Jeff went to Turner Tech and stuff like that with my homegirl Amari that I went to middle school with. So it was like once we got to college, we had a bunch of light friends and stuff, but I met him in college.
That's great. So what did you guys work on together?
The first thing Jeff worked on, like, number one, he was one of the only people, like, I could probably count on my one hand how many people checked on me after college, like, that I met in college. And he actively checked, and he asked me what I wanted to do. And for a long time I was just saying that, oh, I have this business idea, and to transform to, oh, I want to put it on YouTube. And he was just always like, oh, I'm gonna support you, like, whatever you do, let me know what it is, like, we need to collab, we need to work together. I was like, okay. So when I started the radio, he hit me up. Well, actually, not even when I started radio, before the radio, I hit him up because I needed pictures done. And mind you, I didn't have that much money for the photo shoot. And he just told me a date and time, and he was like, we're gonna do this. Now, mind you, this was my first photo shoot ever. So, like, I swore that, I ain't gonna say I swore, but I was just thinking, you know, I don't have that much monies, and I only need a few shots, because I only was getting professional shots just for an idea for the kind of promo that I was trying to do at the time for my channel. So it wasn't like I had an already made idea, like, oh, I want to go to this building, or it's gonna be this kind of something. It was just kind of like I just needed professional, like, pictures to use for what I was doing. And he made this whole day out of it. We started shooting a little late, so we couldn't go to the place LeBron James painting was, if I'm not mistaken. But we went to Wynwood, and we got to a few of the things that he wanted to get to. He took pictures in the light, and because it was getting dark so early, he hit up his boy Ideo, that was inside in the studio that worked in the film house. Shout out to Film House. And he got us in there, and then we shot inside, and it was a vibe. It was my first photo shoot, so I was just like, you know, I was nervous, but you know, he made me comfortable. Makeup, I don't wear makeup often because it actually irritates my face a lot of the times. Like, if I'm not actively touching it around my eyes, if I have lashes on, it makes me cry. So he had a napkin in his pocket like the entire photo shoot, like and I'm saying my tears are dropped because the wind in Miami is crazy. It's like 30 miles per hour right now. So I was literally like, I wrote in the post, but I don't think people understand. I was literally crying every 2 minutes. Every 2 to 5 minutes, tears dropping, and he literally had to reach, like, stop taking pictures, give me the napkin, keep taking pictures, give me that, and he didn't get irritated, he didn't get upset. He was very, very patient with me. Very, very patient. Like, even when he started helping, then after the photo shoot, once I started the channel, he was setting up some of my interviews, and he didn't like, I'm brand new to the whole business, to the whole new whatever. So I felt that, you know, I was a little selfish with my little baby, with my little Savage Flower TV, like, because I was in a room by myself with God, thinking of it. So it was some of the things that I would say to him, that I would like, how it was be like, oh my God, I feel like it's too many interviews in a day, like, da-da-da. And no matter what I say, he was always like, we're a team, we're figured out, da-da-da. Like, he always was just trying to work. Like, and that's what we worked on together. We worked on that photo shoot, and then he helped me set up interviews for the first season of Savage Flower TV, which is not all the way up because my audio issued in my season 1. He helped me with half of those. He co-produced half of those videos, bringing me the interviews.
All right, I love how solid he was as a man. And if you can tell me one more thing, please just let me know, what would you like the world to know about him?
I would like the world to know, excuse me, that Jeff was a worker. Like, he was constantly working. Like, I remember, I can't even remember the artist, but I just remember clicking on this music video, and Jeff was the, like, his brand is what popped up first, and I was like, okay, Jeff, I see you, like, Jeff, like, I was like, okay, friends. So it was real, like, that's what I booked with. And the whole reason I'm even making this video, I'm making this video because you're gonna see this clip. It'll depend on how I edit. If I put it in, I think I'm gonna put it at the end, but I may tease it a little in the beginning. But when he did my photo shoot, I was begging him to do this interview because my channel is about Black business, Black artistry, Black mental health. I want to showcase all of us that have this talent, and we're, you know, down here, we're not mainstream, or we don't know the person who knows. I just want, you know, I feel like it's a part of our journey or whatever. So I was like, we need to do this interview, and this man was like, no. And I was like, what you mean no? And he was like, nah, that's, I'm not trying to, I'm behind the camera, like, I'm not trying to be in front of the camera. But I was like, but what do you mean? Like, once these people have all this word from you, or you've worked with all these people, your name are in enough circles, especially as a fan, like, you want people to be a fan of you. You want people to be a fan of you. So, like, why wouldn't you want an interview? Like, just with you, nothing crazy. You ain't gotta be on no Oprah, no Ayanna Face My Life, no deep, like, dive into nothing, but just, why you doing it, you know? And he was just like, no. And I was like, so I started recording in that moment, and I asked him a couple of questions. I didn't get nothing crazy because I didn't, you know, unfortunately, I didn't know that, you know, my dog I wouldn't get my interview, like my full interview, but I have a little video, and that's why I created this whole little tribute video. And I just hope I do him justice. I'm not a video director. Okay, I'm just Savage Flower, but my dog, you know, that was the first thing that clicked into my mind because he's a film director. So why wouldn't I do something that was something that he loved? And that's one thing that he said in the video that I recorded, is just that he loved it. Like, it's what he was born to do type. So when I thought of it, I just felt kismet, and I had to, you know, try to give my little 1-2 to the cause, because y'all gotta know about Jeff. Like, my kids gotta know about Jeff, you know, just the work he did, the work ethic he had. He was a very hard worker. Like, my dog was everywhere. He was trying to get everybody to work. My first therapist he introduced me to, like, my dog Jeff, he just was a connector, a networker. Like, he worked hard, and we lost him too soon. He will be missed, but we gonna hit it hard. Like, y'all don't know that's happening yet. That's what it's called. I'm gonna make sure I, you know, cut that part out. But we have this event we were working on actively with Jeff that I forgot to mention in the work we worked on part. After the photo shoot and working with me in the beginning of my channel, he came over to Rock the Block, and he started getting involved in projects and events, you know, helping us get our, what are those things we need, licenses and all of the city permits and all that stuff you gotta go through when you're trying to throw an event and whatnot. And he was one of our point persons, and we were gonna throw the event at the end of this month, but because we lost him, we are pushing it back. So we are gonna do my dog Jeff, because he was calling all the people. He was the people, like when we had to call them and tell them that, you know, it was getting pushed back or that we even lost Jeff, they were appalled. They were like, he was calling me, texting me every day, like, we gotta get this done, we need this done by this date. Like, he was very on top of everything. Like, one thing I know about him, he just wanted what he was doing to mean something. Like his work, him to break that barrier and go ahead and break through. So, you know, I hope this helps that.
So if you had one last thing you could say to say goodbye, what would you say?
I'll just say, stop I say to all my souls, because that's what my guy be said at the end of the video. That's just all I say. He always run away from the camera. So me and my funny banter, I would just play on that because we're both Aries. Our birthdays are coming up. He's 5 days before me. So I would just play on that because he loves saying that in this video. You know, stuff I say to all my souls. Shout out to my, you already know he have his flag on. You know Jeff. Like, if you know, you know. You already know what he be doing. So that's literally what I would say. Even though I'm not a Zoe, Zoes know they love me, but they love me. I did do. They love me. I love them. So, you know, I ain't saying that because I'm a Zoe. I'm saying that because my dog was a heavy, dedicated Zoe. And that's just what he said at the end of his bit. I'm just for respect. I just did, you know, I don't know, just respecting culture, I'm just saying. I'll just say something, say that on my souls. Because my dog, he loves his Haitian heritage. He always throwing up the flag, trying to get his people together, or on the holiday, Independence Day, all that. He was there. So that's what I would say. But listen, Jeff, it's your girl. Hey, you, it's me. Keep my ear to the streets,
my mentor.
So, unbeknownst to the powers that be, I'm turning the light on it and I'm turning the camera on it and saying cheese. My guy Jeff here just finished a photo shoot. He don't want me to interview him, which is ridiculous. Because even when you're a director, when you're putting out them fire-ass movies, what they gonna say? They gonna look for your name and they gonna need an interview.
That's all.
They gonna Google you.
They gonna find your interview. They gonna find this video, and that's all they gonna find.
Listen, so why film? Why film?
Why
you?
I don't know. Life just drove me to it. God just put it in my path, and I chased it.
Amen.
You feel me? That's it.
If not film, what would you do?
Business and film.
Yeah, you definitely was in business. What you call it?
Yeah. Business, film, all of that. Stay black. I'm Haitian. Ça passe to my Zoes.
Amen.
Haitien.
It stops.
Fort La Force.
Oh, dude.
Look
at you, phone. You stopped last time, but you ain't stopped this time. Amen.
Cool.
Yo.
It's a wrap.
My guy. That's my guy right there. He trying to get off the camera, but it's okay. I'ma get most stuff. Don't even listen to what he talking about, cause I'm the one, not the two. Period.